Yeah, yeah, recording has started. Okay, one second. Yeah, guys. Good evening, one and all. Good evening, one and all, guys. Today our guest is Praveen Kumar Bharatam. It's really a honor and pride that Praveen Kumar Bharatam gar has accepted our invite. And on behalf of Seco Big Data Institute, he I have came here for our fifth episode. And you know, guys, like he is having almost 20K, 24K followers. And you can literally can, like if I can speak in one word, like he's a very, very good content creator. Like he has worked with many of the companies like
Hey, Karthik, you are in mute. Karthik, you are in mute.
Yeah, Karthik is in mute.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, good evening, guys. Good evening, one and all. Uh, Today our guest is Praveen Kumar Bhartam. Like he's having very good knowledge on he's having very good knowledge on big data tech stack. Literally, you can if I can say you in one word, like he's having 24K followers over LinkedIn. You can literally understand it's not that easy to gain 24K followers. He's having very in end-to-end tech stack knowledge over big data. Like he has worked in many companies as a senior as a data engineer. Now he's a senior data engineer. Let's give a quick glimpse over him. Like I want to give a quick glimpse over him. So 1 minute, guys. Guys, he has worked with many of the companies. Like he worked with manufacturing companies, food and beverage companies, and he even worked over banking domains as well. And he worked with many companies like Mindtree, HCL, and currently he's working as a senior data engineer at IBM. You can literally understand. So let's welcome Praveen Kumar Bhartam garu, and I want to welcome him on behalf of Seco Big Data Institute. And just for 1 minute, Praveen Kumar garu, try to introduce for 1 minute about
Yeah,
yourself. That would be very good.
yeah, right now. Yeah, I am Praveen
Yeah.
Kumar. I have almost 4 years of experience in IT sector and relevant experience also same in big data technologies. And also currently I am working at IBM company as a senior data engineer. And here my tech stack is currently I'm working on different technologies Spark, PySpark, and Python, SQL, and for coming to cloud in AWS and Azure, and also some related to Terraform, Jenkins, GitHub, and even Scoop. How to there is every project it will be using for almost different technology. So project to project will be changing. So this is my tech stack about the big data. And in my previous organizations, like I was working in HCL, and after that I went to Mindtree. Now I am into IBM as a data engineer. Yeah.
Okay. Like okay, okay, that was a cool answer, Praveen Garu. Like we'll move forward with a few of the questions.
Yes.
I hope that those answers are collected from the audience. So like quick, like we'll try to ask quick some 10 questions. After that, it's audience turns. They will try to ask you a few questions.
Yes.
So like very first question was like in real time when you are working in a real time, do when we will implement our code in data pipeline, right?
Yes.
We develop our data pipeline. When we are working on real time scenarios, do you think that like only is there is a situation where we will use only Spark SQL? Like many people having a myth that like only SQL big data means SQL. Like whatever we do, it's like totally kind of SQL kind of things only. Like
Yeah.
everyone think that in a HQL, I will use SQL. Normally we will use you use SQL. And when even we come to Spark, there is an option of Spark SQL. So they think that everywhere SQL is being used and we can manage everything with SQL. So
Yeah.
how, like, what's your insight on that? Like, it would be better.
Even SQL, like a Spark SQL also, like it is a kind of query language only, but it is a, we can say Spark with SQL. I can say it is a programming, like a programming based language. And yeah, the Spark SQL also using for the implementing the code. Like it is a it looks like a query language, but we need to implement it in programming way. So it is mainly used for like real time applications like that we need to do for the processing of data, and also it is mainly handling the structured data. If we are dealing with the Spark SQL, it is mainly dealing with the structured data, and it will kind of we need to written in the code only, programming only. If it is a SQL, not only query, we need to implement in programming way only. So it is and also whenever we dealing with the Spark SQL, we need to use for APIs data frame and data set. Like these are the APIs we need to work on, and we need to run the SQL queries along with the Spark. And also here it is supporting for the formats data formats like packet, JSON, and Avro. These are the formats it will be supporting to the Spark SQL majorly.
Okay, okay, good answer. Like it was good answer, Praveen Garu.
Yes.
We'll move with second one more question. Like every people has a common question. I got this question from many people. Like everyone were asking that as a data engineer, when we are working in on-prem kind of things, like do we
Yeah.
use Spark Submit for like every day? Like while submitting our Spark job, will you use will we use that Spark Submit daily, or else will use frequently? Or we don't use whenever, depends upon the situation, we'll use, or some like more specifically some scheduler will do all those works. So everyone has some doubt
Yeah.
regarding that.
Yeah, this Spark submit command, as a data engineer, everyone using, but it depends on the role. Like if you are dealing with the most into the monitoring the jobs and scheduling the jobs, then you frequently using for the Spark submit command. Whenever you are dealing with the I can say modeling the applications data modeling and some other processing of data, then it may be rarely we can use the Spark submit command. But for coming to Spark submit command, it will be depends on the requirement as per the project. Like if it is project is majorly into the development, then we can rarely using this Spark submit command. But if you are into the kind of supporting, then we mostly frequently using in the Spark submit command. And also it is not only for data processing or like kind of data processing and implementing storing the data, not only for using Spark submit command, we can able to use in even graph processing and other complex also, other complex in the sense other complex data processing, such as machine learning, those areas also we can able to use this Spark submit command. But
Okay.
frequently in
uh,
the sense we can use the monitoring and scheduling, and for lately we can use in data modeling and data processor, those areas we can
okay.
use it lately.
Okay, that was a cool. We'll move with next answer, Praveen Garu.
Yeah.
So third answer was like a more specific. Third question was like many people were asking, like in interviews also, like many interviewers were asking them, like do Scoop still exist in the industry? Like you were when they tell that like we use Scoop, then in many of the interviewers, many candidates approached me and told that like they were asking like that. So that was a common question. Do Scoop still exist in the industry, or there is any replacement tool for Scoop?
Yes, Scoop is still using for the some of the projects, some of the projects in the different organizations, but it is like a old technology, I can say, and it is mainly used for the importing and exporting the data between the Hadoop ecosystems and other relational databases. But it is I can say nowadays all companies will be updating with the new technologies, new technologies in the sense same ingestion tool, there is a some updated tools will be there, I can say
Okay.
Apache NiFi, Kafka, and also these are the tools, updated one, and these tools having more extra features compared to Scoop, and
Okay.
the functionality will be same, but having extra features in the Apache NiFi and Kafka. Like NiFi in the sense it will be handling both batch processing and real-time streaming processing also, and
Okay.
also Kafka also it is a kind of a messaging tool to use it for the data ingestion and messaging and streaming the data, and also there is a Apache Flume also using for the same kind of distributing the data and reliable, and also kind of collecting and aggregating the data, and also moving large data from one place to another place. Like these
Okay.
are the
Okay.
tools are using, but
Yeah.
nowadays like Scoop is like very rarely using in the industries, I can say.
Okay. That was a good answer. So we'll move forward with one more question,
Yeah,
Praveen garu.
yeah.
So, and the next question was like, as a data engineer, like if someone is preparing for a data engineer role, to what extent and what like in regards to SQL, what he should prepare when he if he want to get into a data engineering field more specifically.
Like I can say for SQL in the sense, SQL definitely it will be needed for the data engineer. So SQL is we are using for the various areas. Like I can say uh, like for that performance tuning, and there is a different databases will be there, NoSQL database and relational databases. For NoSQL databases, like I can say MongoDB and NoSQL HBase, these also like a query based only, but the query syntax will be different. And other databases like advanced SQL and from MySQL, these are the things like SQL only. So we needed for the SQL too as a data. If you are working with the data engineer, then definitely you need to know about the both databases like SQL and NoSQL. These
Okay.
two.
Okay. Cool. Cool. That was a good answer. We'll move with one more question.
Yeah.
Uh, the fifth question is like how much a DSA is needed. Like many people nowadays are like it was there is a boom in industry that everyone is learning data engineering.
Yeah.
So like there was a myth that how much DSA is actually needed as a data engineer.
Yeah, for DSCI is like it is important, okay, like and like minimum basic understanding of data structures, it is fine. But if you are mostly dealing with the like developing the code, like code in the sense like you can developing the algorithms, then definitely it is needed for the data structures. Like there will be some concepts like arrays, linked list, and hash tables and trees. These concepts will be needed for the data engineer, so it will be like helping to designing and implementing the algorithms whenever we're dealing with the data processing, and like such as like we can able to sorting and we can able to searching the data, then we are it is needed for the data structures. But yeah, for if you are mostly working with the I can say development in the sense like data deduplication and data cleaning, then we need to work on large amount of data, then we need to implementing the complex code like a complex
Okay.
algorithms, then we need for data structures.
Okay. Okay. Cool. That's a good answer.
Yes.
We'll move forward with one more question. Like when you are working in real time, when you are implementing some Spark job, or when you are running some data pipeline, suddenly let's consider your job has failed in real time. So
Yeah.
what are the debugging techniques? Like
This one.
like many people, yeah, that is a good. Yeah.
Yeah, this one is the like major challenging, I can say. If you are into the data engineer position, then definitely it is a major issue for the every data engineer. Like whenever we are running the jobs, then definitely sometimes it happens for the failing the job in real time. So in that
Yeah.
case, like we need to follow the some like where we can follow the like how to find the job failure. Like there is a different ways will be there, like if you there is a log files will be there, and like we can able to see the logs, so like the logs in the sense we can able to it's showing the error, actual error where it is job failure, and also we can able to after seeing the error we can able to find the error, and we can see the message. What are the message? Like there is a different codes will be there. Errors in the sense like different. Uh, like as you heard about 404, 403, 402,
Yeah, yeah.
405. These are the different errors will be we can able to see. Once job is failed, then we can able to see the this kind of errors. So based on the errors, we can able to rectify the errors, and we can able to again we can able to do the debugging the job. Then if it is works fine, then it is fine. Again, it shows error. Then based on the errors, we can able to optimize the code.
Okay. Yeah, really, that was a good answer. We'll move forward with one more question. Like many people were asking, like many people asked that, sir, Karthik sir, why we should learn either Python with Spark or we should go with Scala with Spark. So what would be your choice, and what just try to give your insight.
Yeah, both programs will be very popular, and also I can say most as I see my experience in these three companies like HCL and Mindtree and IBM, like most of the projects is based on the Python only compared to Scala. And there is a very less projects compared to Python. Scala will be very less, but both will be important based on the but Scala having more advantages compared to Python. Like it is a functional based programming Scala, but Python is a object oriented programming. So we can for coming to some scenarios like if you are choosing to Python or Scala based on the some scenarios. Like if we are easy to learn, then we can able to choose for the Python, and Python is a, like a most friendly language compared to Scala, and also performance wise, Scala will be better than the Python. I can say like because
Okay.
the Scala is a, like a functional programming, and also uh, it is handling for the intensive workloads whenever we're dealing with the Scala. And Scala is the better choice for the performance reasons compared to
O-
Python. And different
Okay.
libraries and different things will be there based on the project requirement. We are most of the companies dealing with the Python or Scala.
Okay. That was a really the cool answer. We'll move forward with one more question.
Yeah.
Like uh, like many people are asking that is cloud is mandatory if they want to if they want to learn cloud as well, like what would be the better choice? Like everyone has three options. There are some people tell go with GCP, some people tell go with Azure, some people will tell no, now the demand is for AWS, just go with AWS. So what would be your uh, insight on that?
Yeah, for if the cloud knowledge is having, then it is a advantage for the data engineer. But it is mandatory. Then nowadays all the projects will be based on the cloud only. In before I can say 3 years or 4 years back, mostly projects will be on premises. So they in that so in that on premises there is no required for the cloud. But nowadays all the projects will be migrated into the cloud. So definitely, if the cloud knowledge is there, then definitely it will be adding advantage. And for choice of these three clouds, like I can say AWS and Azure and GCP, and for if I can say most these three clouds as I working in the Mindtree and IBM, mostly they're choosing for the Azure. Like Azure related projects will be high and compared to AWS, and GCP also very less projects. But here Azure will be booming up compared to
Okay.
AWS and GCP nowadays.
Okay. Okay, that was a cool
So
answer.
Azure will be better choice for the
Oh,
this is for like my answer. Azure will be better for
okay.
the data engineer. Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. That was a cool answer. Good answer. We'll move forward with one more question. Like if someone wants to enter into the IBM, like
Yeah.
what he should learn? Like, can you explain what is the tech stack being used over IBM? Currently, you are working as in IBM as a senior data engineer. So
Yeah.
that would be your insight on that.
So right now, like I am into the one project, like I was dealing with the Azure with big data technologies, like Azure in the sense, like Azure Databricks and Azure DevOps and Azure ADF, and also in for coming to big data like Spark and Python, PySpark and Python and SQL and GitHub and also mm yeah, more and for ticketing in the sense like ticketing tool is common for all the projects and yeah, these are the skill sets I was working. Currently I am working in the my current project in IBM, but depends on the project. It will be tech stack will be changing. So most of the projects will be based on the Azure and also if it is if you are into the Spark, then you can able to handling remaining skills. But major focus on one cloud and Spark, I can say, and
Okay,
SQL.
cool. Okay, cool. That was a cool answer. Let's move with one more question. Can you give me an quick insight? Like now you are working as a data engineer, right? On day-to-day
Yeah.
life, what you will do as a data engineer?
Day to day life, as per my projects, like we need to do for some day for one task. If we are did for one task today, then tomorrow will be different task will be there. So
Okay,
based today task and tomorrow task will be completely different. It is a day to day. It will be changing the task and like most of the tasks like related to this these five like data ingestion and data modeling and for transforming the data from one place to another place and sometimes we need to cleaning the data like cleaning the raw data and also we need to set up the sometimes infrastructure using terraform. We need to set up the infrastructure and also we need to connect with the different teams like there is a operational team and a supporting team and development team and designing team and architecture team. There will be a different teams and we need to collaborate with the different teams and we need to do the different tasks as per the day-to-day activities
okay.
based on
That,
the task.
yeah, that was a cool answer. We'll move forward with last question, last and one last question.
Yeah.
So, like, just try to if someone want to get into the data engineer currently, like it's even at a fresher to whatever the range of experience it might be. What would be your insight? Like, what he should learn as a data engineer?
Like as a fresher like focus on like one programming language, either Python or Java or Scala. One language is enough and I can say and for coming to query language you can able to learn like the SQL and MySQL or PLBSQL. Up to PLBSQL it is enough and for coming to cloud, like cloud as a fresher it will be a basic is enough. I can say like there is no more not required for the more into the cloud, but basic knowledge, one cloud knowledge is enough for the as a fresher. And also remaining things like I can say if you are did with any foundational certifications like Azure 900 or DP 900 and for even AWS also some foundational certification is there. If you are adding with this certification, then it is adding advantage to the resume as a fresher. And also you can able to query language like you can able to write the queries like at least up to SQL, not advanced SQL. If you are able to write the queries up to SQL, then it is uh, enough for the basic knowledge for uh,
Okay,
as a data
data
engineer.
engineer.
But if
Okay,
you're more into the data engineer, then you can go with the Spark.
okay.
After all these things considered, then you can go with the Spark.
Okay, okay, that is a cool answer. We are almost done with almost every question, and we'll now try to pick up some questions from our audience who has joined here.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
one by one, they will try to unmute. Will try to unmute, and they will try to ask
Okay.
the questions to you, Praveen.
Yes.
Guys, like audience, like it's your turn. If you want, you can unmute and speak, or else you can send your question over the chat, and I will try to read it over there, and we'll try to answer. Okay, there was one question. Praveen.
Yeah.
Like they were saying that most of the interviews I have been asked how you worked on migration project. What does exactly mean? Like more specifically, the question was like most of the interviews I have been asked, have you worked on migration project? What does that mean? What does that exactly?
Migration project in the sense like
Yeah,
some projects will be mostly working on the on premises and some projects will be working on the cloud. So once they are going with the cloud, then we need to do for the on premises to cloud, right? So in that purpose we need to migrate the migration. That one is a kind of migration project, and we need to migrate the all the data into the cloud. So in that purpose we need to working for the migration projects.
okay. And he was asking second question also. He was asking that secondly, is it necessary to learn scheduler tool as for scheduler tool, Airflow or Uzi as a data engineer? Is it that mandatory? He was asking.
Yeah, it is mentor in the sense if you adding the skill, then it is like a full stack, I can say. If you are adding all the, if you are into the all modules in big data, then you can able to say full stack data engineer, I can say. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
better to add the airflow also, but it is airflow, it is like a uh, most of the in industry it is a most of the handling in freshers only for for handling the jobs and scheduling the jobs and maintaining the jobs by using these tools like Airflow and Uzi.
Okay, that was a cool answer. And there was one more question from Gautam Sagar Reddy. Yeah, Gautam, you can unmute and ask to Alumni.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hi Praveen. What kind of
I
schedulers do you use in your work?
I didn't get you.
What kind of schedulers you use in your work?
Like there will be a different schedulers like I can say cron job. There will be cron job. Even I am not into the like the I'm not like particularly using for the scheduling tool, but there will be some other teams will be using, but there will be a different jobs will be there, like different scheduling algorithms will be there. So based on the project requirement, we can use the scheduling, but like I was not mostly dealing with the eight flow.
Okay. So
That will be more, yeah.
scheduling is mainly done by the data engineers, or like usually it'll be taken care by DevOps team, the production.
Data engineers only handling the scheduling the jobs and all things, but that will be a kind of supporting, I can say. That is not not a development side. It is a purely supporting, and it will be most of the projects I seen, it is mostly handled by the freshers only for the scheduling kind of thing,
Yeah,
scheduling and
I want to add the answer for Praveen's answer as well. So what actually happens, Gautam, like in real time, there are kind of data engineers who work some people directly work on scheduler kind of things only. Some people will directly work on like development kind of things only. So there are segregated teams. Some will particular work for that scheduling
yes.
kind of things. You can you can think consider like that.
Different teams like it is a monitoring team is there, so
Yeah.
monitoring team is handling with the Airflow and Uzi these kind of things
Yes.
and handling the jobs only.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one more question, Praveen Garu. Like one Chetan was asking that how is the calls for data engineers who is having experience of 1.5 to 2 years? Like, is it there is a demand? Like, do they get calls
Always a
from the companies?
yeah, like I can see like plus 2 years of experience, then you can able to see the lot of calls based on the resume only. If you are
Yeah,
mentioning
exactly.
correct points, then definitely you will get the lot of calls. When I was in when I was in my first company, usually daily I will receive the calls for like almost 5 to 10, between 5 to 10 calls based on the if you are mentioning correct responsibilities and correct project, then definitely you will receive a lot of calls. Even still I am getting the so many calls, even I am not updating for the my Naukri profile.
Cool,
So
cool.
that's why like those calls will be I will share into the my LinkedIn profile. Someone may be using for the those jobs.
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, there was a one more guy Pawad. Pawad, you can unmute and ask the question. Pawad. Yeah.
Yeah, hi everyone. So my
Hi.
question is same thing which I'm just revisiting what you have spoken few minutes back. So as
Yeah,
we know that for the cloud technology, AWS has been
yeah,
since long in the industry,
yeah,
and Azure and GCP both are you can say hand presently going. So if
yeah.
someone has a good experience in data engineering, but he has only worked on the on-premise, but now he's targeting for the cloud technology. So which should be the best among the three?
Yeah, for 3 years back, it is majorly all the companies will be using for the AWS only. But now, like Azure will be booming up, like compared to AWS. Most of the projects will be choosing for the Azure cloud. I can say, as my experience, most of the projects will be choosing Azure, and after that AWS, and finally I can say GCP. But if you are
Sure.
into the Azure, then you may receive the number of calls if you are into the Azure cloud. But AWS also fine. AWS also you can receive the calls. But compared to AWS, Azure will be more. You can receive the calls. But
Sure.
Okay, I
either
hope.
Thanks for your
any,
answer.
but any one of the cloud is enough. Not only AWS and Azure and GCP, I can say one cloud is enough. Any cloud is enough. Any all clouds will be good, but based on the I can say if some companies will be mostly focusing on the AWS projects and some companies mostly focusing on the Azure projects. So based on the company, you will get the cloud project like AWS or Azure related project.
Okay. I hope you got your answer, Fahad.
Sure. Thanks for your
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Let's move with one more question, Praveen Garu. Like one of the audience is asking that, like, what is the tech stack being used for streaming kind of processing?
Let's extract for streaming related things. Then you need to know about the Spark, like Apache NiFi. For Apache NiFi is mostly used for the streaming the data, and also it is a real-time data. It is handling and streaming data will be handling. So Apache NiFi is mostly used for the streaming data. Along with you can
Okay.
add for Spark and remaining things also needed like
Kafka.
Spark, SQL. These also common for the all. But for streaming purpose, you can able to learn NiFi or Flume
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
and
Like
Kafka also.
like Kafka. Yeah. Like he was asking one more question also. Like this visualization part is there, right? This visualization part is handled or taken care by data engineers, or is there a separate team, or we as a data engineer we do that as well?
Yeah, like nowadays, like so that one also comes under to the data engineers only, and like if it is into data warehousing project, then uh, some people's like that one also like data engineers they are choosing it to data engineers and they are working with the data warehousing projects only, but some projects will be having both data warehousing and also spark related. So in that purpose like data engineers only working for the both data warehousing and spark also.
Okay, that's cool. Cool. I think the Dilchand, I you got your answer. Let's move with one more question, Praveen Garu. Like
Yeah.
Abhishek is asking, is Fuji still being used, or it's completely replaced by Airflow?
Yeah, like some old projects will be there. Like some companies having old projects. Old project in the sense if, coming to banking related projects.
Exactly.
The banking related projects mostly using for the OG. And
Exactly.
some new projects like I can say other projects mostly preferable for the airflow.
Yeah, yeah. Like yeah, that's cool. Like I want to add a few points to Pravin's answer as well. Like I'm currently working at Citibank, so in our Citibank also like Uzi is being used. Like so you can understand that Uzi is not totally replaced. Still, the some companies will be using Uzi are using Uzi, but you can consider the probability of airflow has increased.
Increased.
Most of the companies using airflow. Okay, Abhishek, I think you got your answer. Okay, Fahad's answer is already done. Aditya is asking, can you please tell us about your daily schedule responsibilities when you are working in a project, like when you are working on real time day to day life, like what you will do, like will you monitor the jobs, will you implement the code on a daily basis, or else will you apply optimization techniques on a daily basis? So what do you do on a day to day life?
Like the tasks will be like if you are developing the project, like sometimes we need to developing the script, and sometimes we need to do for unit testing for the particular script. Like testing wise, we even testing also we need to do, like as a data engineer only we do for the testing also, unit testing and functional testing, and also we do for the like for monitoring and scheduling, even still I can say this will be handling by the some other teams, and this will be like mostly into the like freshers, like mostly will be handling by the this scheduling and monitoring the jobs. And if the any issue is there, then they will connect with the developers, and develop maybe developers solve the issue for the particular jobs. And for mostly like for developing, mostly into the developing the script for loading the data from different places. And also test, after developing the project we need to test the all the code. So for testing purpose we need to, again we need to implement the script for the unit testing, and we need to checking the all the quality of data, like quality in the sense, if the any column is missing or any data size is missing, then we need to do for the we need to resolve the issues, and we do for the unit testing. Like these are the things I was currently I am working in my current project.
Okay, that was cool. One more question from Sandesh. One more question from Sandesh. He was asking that in big data project, what kind of nature will be there for project? It's a lift and shift from on-prem to cloud, uh, or it's ETL and we create a new data warehouse from raw data? He was asking. So you can read this question. Like in big
Yeah,
data
yeah.
project, he was asking that what will be the nature of the project? Like more specifically, we are just moving our data from on-prem to cloud or some HDFS or S3, or else he's
Yeah,
asking we do perform some ETL kind of things, like we'll create some new data warehouse from raw data. Like he was asking like that.
yeah. For I can say like on this right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like for old projects, I can say old projects will be mostly on the on-premises projects, and for new projects, like mostly in starting onwards, they are using for the cloud, and it is a purely cloud-based project. So cloud-based projects, like we can able to implementing the code, and we can able to store the data into the particular, like I can say S3 buckets and the blob storage. It will be happen in the cloud-related projects. But on premises, like it will be doing for the all things will be manually. There is no automation like on premises. So most of the companies, like most of the projects will be nowadays mostly into the cloud projects will be there. On premises projects will be day by day it will be reducing. And
Okay.
also
Like there was one more question also. He was asking that what is the scope of batch processing over streaming, like in current industry?
yeah, for like I can say, for example, if you go with the Hotstar or Netflix, these are the companies will be mostly working with the streaming processing. And but for coming to batch processing, most of the companies will be dealing with the batch processing, and some of the projects will be related to streaming projects also. Like if it is a channel based project, like I can say. Hotstar and these Hotstar and Disney and like Netflix and AHA. These are will be related to streaming projects, I can say. And but most of the compared to streaming and batch processing, the batch processing projects will be more high. And
Okay.
even streaming projects also there, but compared to batch processing will be high.
Okay. And there was one more question from Omkar, like how to make a career transition from ETL to data engineering. He was asking.
Yeah, I can say it is easy, but if you are into the programming one programming like either Python or Scala, then yeah, and also along with Spark, then you can able to switch into the ETL to data engineer. You if you are adding Spark, then you will be as a data engineer only for
Cool,
along with
cool,
the
cool.
ETL skills.
Okay. Okay, Praveen. There was one more question from Monali. Monali, you can unmute and you can speak.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, Monali. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi Praveen. I just
Yeah.
want to ask you that while working, there are environments like dev, UAT, and prod. So I just want to know that how we taste, like you said, we taste our data and everything, how we taste it, and if data went to the production, then if it fails, then what we do? Like I just want to know that the procedure in this environment.
Like there will be three environments will be there. One once we started the project, there will be three like development, testing, and production. So once we first we need to develop the code like development stage. We need to implementing the all code. Then after that it goes to the testing. Testing in the sense like we need to check the all the things. So like by step by step, like I can say data like quality of data we need to do like quality of data in the sense like whenever we transforming the data from one place to another place, the data will be transferring all data or some kind. There is no duplication in that data, so we need to check we need to do for the testing also. After testing, it is successful, then only we go with the production. After all the things will be completed in the testing. So then we deploy into the production environment. Then we can able to run the application. Even still, if you are facing any errors in the production, then again we get back to the testing phase. Then we need to resolve the issues. Then again we need to deploy the production. But even sometimes, like some projects will be resolved the issues in the production wise only. But some of the projects will be get back to the testing. Again, we need to deploy into the production based
Okay.
on the projects.
I
Okay.
hope, Monali, you got your answer.
Yeah, just one question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any different team to taste our code, or we need to do it?
Like for production wise, like if we are into the like a high level of production experience, then you can able to deal with the production level. But most of the like if we are like less experienced, then they are like even they are not able to give the access for the production level, because it's like a production level is a very highly, I can say highly important. Like whenever you are into working into the development or testing, it is fine. But if you are doing any wrong in production, then it will be collapse the whole project. So based on the level of experience, they given the access to the production level also.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay,
Thank you so much, Praveen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, there was one more question from Chetan. Chetan was asking that. Chetan was asking that ETL tool like Informatica or Talenda, is it required for data engineers?
No, not actually it is not required. But if you are adding with this Power BI and W, then it is a adding advantage, but not really required. But if you are adding, then it is a advantage of the your resume reporting to.
Okay. Uh, Like he was like there was one more question also. Like he was also asking that why Azure has taken over AWS. Like why Azure is so top when it compares to AWS.
Yeah, for Azure, like it is Azure services also it will be increasing the number of features compared to AWS. It will be highly contains the features, and also I can say it is a better environment. We can able to create the better environment when compared to AWS cloud. In for choosing the Azure services, we can able to implement the better environment for the project.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. Like there was one more question. There was one more question, Praveen, from Kunal. He was asking that can you mention few use cases? Can I tell to the interviewer what are the issues which I came across while monitoring. Like he was asking more specifically, what are the issues actually when you're working in a real time? What are the issues you come across, such that he
Yeah,
can tell to the interviewer, like
for
in real
monitoring
time.
in the sense, you need to monitoring the jobs only. So in the
Yeah.
jobs, like there is a different errors, like based on like 201, 301, 401, 501, and even 401, 402, 403, 405, 501, 502, 503, 505, even 301, 302, 303, 304. These are the errors will be shown. So based on the error, you can able to research in Google, then you can able to resolve the issue actually for this kind
No,
of
no, no, no.
job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry to interrupt. So what actually he was asking, the issues in this sense, like there is a data skewness issue, there is OEM issue, right? So in that terms, he was asking
Okay,
actually.
okay. In that was like
Yeah.
sometimes you need to face the out of memory exceptions and also small files problems and also like data mismatch and also like I can say data mismatch and data size, like data size will be reduced and duplicate data. These are the areas we need to resolve small file problems, like if you are dealing with the small files of data, then you mostly preferable with bucketing. Whenever we go for the transformation, then bucketing is the best for the small files. And also out of memory exceptions means like whenever like based uh, there will be a multi-threading process. The multi-threading process, if you know the multi-threading process, then you can able to resolve the uh, out of memory exception. And also the out of memory exception is measured into the
Swaroop, one minute,
if you have we
one
set
minute,
up
Praveen.
the some uh,
1 minute, Praveen. Swaroop, you can unmute yourself. Guys, can you unmute Swaroop? Yeah, Praveen, you can continue.
yeah.
Sorry.
So like
Yeah,
out of memory issues, like in the sense like if whenever you are dealing with this spark related things, then if we are we need to set up the some RAM memory. So
yeah.
default size will be like 1 GB. For example, I can say 1 GB. If you are this we are dealing with the large amount of data, right? So in that large amount of data, this we need to divide the data into the multiple tasks. So the task will be handling by the executors and executors will be handling by the worker nodes, right? So whenever the task size will be higher than the RAM size, then you will be facing the memory related issues. Then if your
Okay,
the task size will be lesser than the RAM size, then it is good for the running the application, Spark application. Like this kind
okay,
of errors will be there,
okay.
memory related
That's
things.
cool. That's cool. Just to give a quick answer for one, like Chetan, he was asking that, like whether Power BI and Tableau are required for a data engineer. Like, is that mandatory? He's asking like that.
Yeah, it is already I answered this question. But
Yeah,
if you are adding Power BI like Informatica, then it is adding advantage. But it is not required for the every data engineer. But if you are adding in this knowledge, then it is a kind of I can say full stack developer, full stack data engineer.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
So, but it is
Uh,
not actually required.
yeah. There was a question from Sahil that why companies are not hiring, freshers, like why they are hiring the people who are not from non-technical background. Even if they are they are from non-tech background, they are hiring for 4 years plus people, but they are not hiring the people who are from like technical
Fresh with
background
technical
as a
background.
fresher. You can consider
Yeah,
any
like
specific reason.
as a fresher, like you can able to you are having as a fresher having like programming knowledge and structure query language knowledge, but all things will be there. Fine, it is fine. And but for coming to big data related knowledge, like they are expecting for this Spark, Hadoop, and Hive, and these are the tech stack related to big data they are expecting. So if you are like if you are learning for the like if you are if you are adding these skills into the your resume as a fresher, then definitely they can take into the big data related projects. But that very few companies, like I can say, for example, if there is a Tiger Analytics and Ultimatics and also fact set, these three companies will be sometimes they are hiring for the freshers also. Uh, Big data related profiles also they are hiring as a fresher. You can try for the Tiger Analytics and Ultimatics, then definitely they will take it into the as a
Okay.
fresher role, as a data engineer role.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And yeah.
they are, if they are having the requirement, then definitely they can take it as a data engineer only as a fresher.
Okay, cool. And I want to add a few points to Pravin's answer as well. See, guys, like as a data engineer, so what I was saying as being a mentor and a tutor. So what I actually found is like many companies were looking for minimum 2 years of experience. I'm not saying that as a fresher you will not get the opportunities, but
Yes.
will get very less opportunities. In that very less opportunities only, you have to crack. If you are not able to crack, then like you will get opportunities, but you will not get opportunity as what actually 2 years plus people are getting. You have to wait. To what extent you have to wait, that God knows. But you have to wait.
and
So that is
and
what actually
also
happens. Yeah.
and also even some MNC companies hiring the freshers, and even they can deploy into the big data projects also as a fresher only.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. That is what actually.
Yeah, but that
Okay.
will be pure depends on the luck only. If you are getting into
Yeah.
the big data project, then definitely you will be working on the big data tech stack.
Okay. 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 There was one more question from Vaibhav Verma. He's saying that I'm not getting calls. So how many projects to be included in resume? Like he's having 2 years of experience actually.
Yeah, if for 2 years of experience, you will be like one project is enough, I can say. Even if you are
Exactly.
adding two, three projects, then you will be getting the high coachings, like a number of coachings will be there. But one project is enough. Like even some projects will be having 2 to 5 years also, long-term projects also there, and some small projects also there. So
Exactly.
there is not based on the experience and number of projects. You can able to put the one project also. It is enough,
Yeah, yeah.
I can say.
I want to add a few points to Pravin's answer as well.
Yeah.
See, guys, you might not know how to use LinkedIn and how to know how to use Naukri. If you understand how to use it perfectly in a perfect manner, then you can definitely get lot of calls because my student get lot of calls on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Let
If
me
you are
they
like,
might like
but
they might get some like they might there might be some gap in between, but they are ultimately getting it. So you should understand how actually LinkedIn works. You should grab you should always you should not never always you if you concentrate wholly on studying. If you are not if you don't concentrate on how to create your own opportunities, then no one is here
yes,
for you to create
exactly,
opportunities. You have to create
exactly.
your own opportunities via LinkedIn, by posting the content, by polling, everything you have to do on yourself.
Yeah, for even Naukri is not only one application for the getting the calls. Even you will get the calls through LinkedIn also. If you are
Exactly.
if you are like filling the like I can say, if you are using like you can mention the all
Post.
the things in the LinkedIn, then definitely you will get the calls
Uh,
through LinkedIn also.
yeah, yeah. I think Vaibhav, I have answered your question, Vaibhav Verma.
Uh,
Yeah,
yes, sir, but I still have a doubt, sir.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah. You
like
can
I
ask.
have, yeah, because I put into my resume only one project, and Praveen already said that one project is fine.
fine.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's still, still I'm not getting enough call,
Yeah,
like either in LinkedIn or
but
like or Naukri.
yeah, but like if you are mentioning the correct responsibilities, roles and responsibilities, even based on the roles and responsibilities, also it will be checking for the recruiters. If you are correct roles and responsibilities related to big data, then definitely you will receive.
Yeah, yeah,
Keywords plays a very important role. See, Vaibhav, keywords,
Yeah,
structuring the
mostly keywords.
keywords, structuring the resume headline, and all those actually plays a vital role. So when it comes to Naukri and when it comes to as well when it comes to LinkedIn as well.
Yes, yes.
So you, if
Based
you
on the
structure it in a
keywords
perfect
only,
way, you can, yeah.
based on the keywords only, they check the resumes. So if you are
See,
mentioning the correct keywords related to big data, then definitely you will receive the calls.
cool.
Yeah, I mentioned, yeah, I mentioned, related to the big data topics like Spark,
Okay.
AWS, Hive, Hadoop, but still, I'm not getting enough call, and I don't know like why
Okay.
I'm not getting.
No, you just try to get connected with me. I will try to help you. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. That's
Thank you.
Uh,
okay. 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 Uh, let's move with one more question.
right.
Like we'll try to pick up some 10 more minutes, Praveen Garu.
Okay.
We'll try to
Sure.
stretch some 10 minutes. There are a few questions like Pratik was asking that in AWS uses HDFS Spark or like Pratik, like can you unmute and ask? Like I didn't got your question.
Actually, I was a little bit confused that in AWS we uses EMR. In that we have seen that Hive and Hadoop was there. So I was
Yeah.
confused like we are doing this in Cloudera, then Uzi, then what? How we connect with AWS and little bit only basic how we use AWS and only storing in S3 bucket is used in big data or processing or that thing glue everything comes in picture or like
Now, yeah, I think Praveen, you got his question.
Yes, yes. For
Yeah,
S3 is
yeah.
not only for storing the data. It will be like kind of I can say uh, providing the access to the users also, like based on the read access, write access, read write access. Based on the it will be like comes to the DevOps engineer, but they, as a DevOps engineer, they can able to give the access particular S3 buckets. So based on the Terraform, they can provide the access. And also for coming to you said like in AWS EMR, like EMR, it will be handling the setup, all setup. Like I can say, if you are dealing with the EMR or if you are dealing with the Databricks, then you can able to see the all the configurations like cluster configurations and all things will be there. Based on
Okay.
the environment, you can able to set up all the things. Like if you want to write the code like Spark code, then like I am mostly dealing with the Azure related services. So like I was written in the code into the Azure Databricks. So like
Okay.
based on the that.
Okay. I think Pratik, you got your answer, right?
yes.
Uh,
Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Like Bhavesh was asking how you perform unit testing in your code.
Yeah, for unit testing, if we are developing the particular script, right? So we need to
Yeah.
develop the lot of scripts in the daily basis, like in the script
Yeah.
project wise. So
Yeah.
every script we need to checking for the unit testing. Unit testing in the sense like we are mostly like when I was working in the unit testing wise, like unit testing, like we are checking for the columns mismatch or not, and for data size is mismatch or not, and number of records will be there, like it will be certain range or like it will be exceed the range. So we need to check these things in the unit testing. So once it is these test cases will be passed, then this unit testing will be done by the particular script. So every script we need to do for the this kind of thing. This is only purely based on the my project requirement. But for other projects, different use cases will be there. Based on the project, we can able to implement the use cases in the unit testing.
Okay, that's cool, Praveen Garu. There is one more question. Like, Buntu Tarun, like
uh,
he's having some doubt. Like, yeah, you can unmute. Yeah, yes,
yeah.
Tarun.
Hi, Praveen. See, I don't have knowledge on Azure Cloud. I'm planning to learn. I am doing some activities in ADFs. So I am ready to take interviews. So I want to know what are the main topics they will ask on ADF in Azure. ADF, like.
Only you are into the only one service, ADF service only in Azure.
No. I'm learning. So I'm planning to take interviews.
Yeah.
So
No. You planning to take the interviews? Okay, fine. So like, what are the skill set you are like you go with the interviews?
uh, like
Only
ADF and Azure Synapse and
okay. Like along with any programming and SQL, these are also there, right?
yeah, PySpark, yes, PySpark.
Okay. So like if you are into only ADF, and along with these, you need to at least know the at least 3 to 4 services in the particular cloud, at least 3 to 4, and along with the big data tech stack, then you can go with the interviews. Like I can say, at least like for ADF and Azure Databricks and and Azure blob storage, and also
Oh,
Azure DevOps for deploying purpose, Azure DevOps and blob storage for storing the data. And these are the services. If you know, then definitely you can go with the interviews. But
okay.
Okay.
only one service, it is not it is like not sufficient for the any cloud data in there. You
Okay.
need
Okay.
to know at least 3 to 4 services.
Okay. That's cool. I think Tarun, you got your answer, right? Uh,
Yeah, I
we'll
got it.
move. Yeah.
Even
Yeah. Yeah.
particular, not only Azure, it is goes to the AWS also. If you AWS also, you need to know the at least 3 to 4 services. Then it is better for the adding the cloud knowledge into the resume.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let's move with one more question. Like, what is the number of lines of code you have written, and how did you reduce the time efficiency?
Yeah, for number of lines in the sense, like there will be a different scripts, right? So every script having 80 to 100 lines, and some scripts will be 200 lines. Based on the, I can say, based on the situation, we need to write the number of lines. But there is a thousands of lines. It is not there. All will be module wise. We need to implement, right? So module wise in the sense, like it is based on the, for my, as for my project, 80 lines, 100 lines, and up to 200 lines I can able to see that in my project. But some projects will be even thousands of lines also there. Based on the project and based on the modules, we can implement the script. But it is like don't think all projects will be having number of thousands of lines in the code. But some projects will be having small modules, and some projects will having large lines of code in the one script, I can say.
Ah, okay. Okay. Shashidhar, you can unmute and you can speak. Shashidhar.
Yeah,
Like there is a
yeah.
question from Shashidhar. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Praveen, actually, taking
Yes.
this time actually. And I would like to know, so in which environment you're supposed to write the code, and like how you going to deploy, and that is the first question. And the second
Okay.
question, only learning Scala and cloud can get a huge opportunities, or we are supposed to be good with basics of both Scala and Python, or even when we are applying for job also, like when we are seeing like we are applying for only Scala, but they're asking like, do you know Python, do you have
Yes.
an idea on cloud? So again they're asking, actually for the requirement what they have given is Scala and thing, but again they're asking Python and
So
cloud
here,
they're asking.
sometimes here, what happened, here sometimes we need to dealing with the both Scala and Python in one project also. It will be happen
Mm.
sometimes. So in that purpose, they are asking for the two skills. But as for my suggestion, one programming is enough for the data engineer, I can say. Even if you learn the two programming, then it is adding advantage only. When advantage only, but it is not not for the any degrade. But if you are adding two programmings, then this one also adding advantage only. And also, and what you asking before? First one?
First one, in which environment you're going to write the
Yeah,
code,
environment,
without
right? Yeah,
anything like that.
mostly I am written the code in the sometimes Databricks, Azure Databricks. Databricks community is there, like or not, I don't know, but Databricks community is there. This Databricks community will be associated with these three clouds, like AWS and Azure and GCP. For I
Okay.
was working with Azure with Databricks with AWS also, and Databricks with Azure also. For but this database is majorly used for you can able to return the code like Spark and SQL and Scala, Python. All codes will be you can able to return in the one environment only. And even sometimes if we are implementing the even I was using for the PyCharm also for implementing the Spark code. And also yeah, for these are the areas I was written in the code. And for deploying purpose in for coming to AWS with Databricks, I can say we can use the Jenkins and Terraform, and I can say CI/CD for GitHub. These are the things for using for the deploying the code. And for coming to Azure, there is a Azure DevOps is there. In that Azure DevOps, we can able to deploying the whole process like CI/CD and all things will be there.
But Praveen, actually, I have not at all mentioned any cloud, or I can say any Azure Databricks or in my project. So I'm
Okay.
telling that I was writing the code in the Spark, like I can say Scala IDE, Eclipse IDE. So
Yeah, you.
I used to convert it into jar, and like first of all
Yes.
I will
Yeah,
make
that
it
one
into
also
one,
there.
and I will send it to
That,
the team leads review, and he used to take care of merging the code or something like that.
yeah, you
So that is
can.
also like
That
it's
is also
believable, right?
possible.
Believable,
Yeah,
right? Like because
yeah.
and also like he's saying Scoop is almost like it vasted for 2 3 years ago, right? But still you're using. Then shall we say that like yes we are using, or like how actually what kind of answer he is expecting when the interviewer is asking that? Do you still use Cube? So that what should be
If you
what
are, yeah, even still if you are into the kind of old projects, I can say old projects, then old projects will be mostly using for the scoop and Uji, and these are the things will be using for the old projects only. But now new projects will be mostly go with the advanced technologies, like updating technologies. But
okay.
if you're into the old project, then you can able to say, yeah, still I was my in my project we are using for the scoop. You can tell like that.
So I don't know whether I can ask this question or not. So if it might personally, like you cannot answer this. So what, whenever any interviewer asks you, like, what's the reason for your job change? When you're working, when your project is still going on, right? Then why you're looking? And also you're saying that like you're upskilling yourself and you're doing right. You're doing some good code, and your efficiency also like you're reducing. Then why you're looking? What made you to change the job actually? When you're getting
Yeah,
all these things done doing here, and you're upskilling yourself outside and also inside in the project, then why you're choosing
still
outside?
looking for the job, they are
Ah,
asking, right? Yeah, here you can mention here the you can mention points this project is already implemented for the developers, so here we are doing for the some scratch work. So in that I need projects from scratch to end, like I need to develop the project from scratch to end. Then if you mention this point, then definitely they can impress the uh, your
that
situation
I'm
like
looking to work with an
oh yeah,
organization where I can
yeah,
like work with completely. But
yeah,
then
I
he will
want
get
the
an idea. So sorry to interrupt. Then he will get an idea that I have not worked from end to end pipeline, but I know how it works, but I did not worked on it. So that's the reason I was looking, right. But if they say that like we are looking for a strong skills, like who had an idea completely, then how we can manage if I'm saying like that. So Karthik, you can interrupt me like if I was asking anything wrong
No, 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 no,
actually.
no. That's cool. He's having good experience. He can
Yeah, exactly.
tell
That's
that.
the reason.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Can you tell me once again
See,
who
you
the
said like I want to learn end-to-end pipeline. That's the reason I was looking for a change. That means
end-to-end pipe, not end-to-end pipeline. I
and
need to
scripting or
develop the
something
project from scratch
completely.
to end. Yeah,
Uh,
from
so
there is
that means you don't have an experience to like that means you have not worked this
no,
current
no.
project from scratch. So then like
Yeah,
we are expecting the people who are in strong skills, and like as you said like 2.5 years of experience you have, right? So we are expecting that from scratch to complete end line. So you should
yeah,
be good at everything, but you're saying that. So that might reason
yeah.
actually it got affected in the previous interest. That's the only thing I was asking specifically actually.
When I was in when I was in Mindtree, I was I was working only 10 months of experience in Mindtree, and again I switched into the IBM. So one even still manager is asking like there is a IBM, there is a two rounds of round technical round and managerial round. So in that managerial round, manager is asking for the why you looking for the short span of in
Shifting,
Mindtree.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was telling that here in Mindtree project, it is a already developed project. So here I want to more expertise on the technology. So I want to develop the from scratch to end. So I want to the projects like scratch to end. So here there is no scratch to end project. So that's why I'm looking for the change. I
Oh,
said this. I said this one only, and he still only he taken for the 15 minutes only for manager round, and he stopped and he, after 10 minutes I will get the call for selected upon response.
Okay.
okay. Okay.
So it
Okay,
is a like a
Sridhar.
positive. It
Yeah.
is a like a positive reason only. There is no negative in the reason.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. 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 You got it,
Thank
I
you very
think
much,
so,
Praveen.
Shashidhar.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. It's like it's been long time. Like you are answering the every answer very patiently. Like it's like it's cool. Like you answered every question. Like, we'll try to wind up, Praveen Garu. And
Yeah,
really, it's like you have accepted our invite, and you are here and you answered every question here, and you have given a lot of insights. So it's a honor for our institute that you have came here and you have given a lot of insights. That's cool, Praveen Garu. Like, guys, I will try to share Praveen Garu's our LinkedIn ID over the group as well. You can, if you want, you can reach out to him over LinkedIn as well. And if you are having any specific doubt, you can ask him as well, or else you can directly reach out to www.secobigdata.com, and there will have connect one-to-one option where you can book this slot with me, and you can ask any questions if you are having. So thank you, Praveen Garu,
yeah.
for accepting the invite and coming here. And we'll try to wind up this session. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.